So if you decide to get married in the autumn, there are lots of flowers that are in season. It's a great time of year for flowers. Plenty of roses are around. There's some roses that I've chosen to use here which are called Leonardis roses. They're actually classed as a brown rose, which are really starting to become trendy now. Lots of new varieties of brown roses coming into season. There's this sort of pokery kind of orange flower which is called Nymphoea. They're really unusual shape and they're quite pretty, and they've got a very definite sort of curl to them, and they accentuate from, you know, a very sort of deep orange into a yellow at the top when they open quite nicely. Mango callas are another real favourite to use for autumn. They've got so many different tones and colours running through the actual petal. Brides love to use mango callas, and they're available all year round as well. They do sort of come into season late summer into the autumn, so you will find them getting larger and the colour will be more vibrant because it's their time of year to, you know, really bloom and be at their fullest. Different kinds of things to use which are also lovely is ivy, things like pine cones which will, you know, start falling from trees, and you'll get really lovely autumnal tones of leaves that will just turn in oranges and yellow tones, which is quite pretty. You get a lot of British hydrangeas nowadays which come in loads of different browns and green tones, and you can also obviously get the hot pink, the blue, the white, which are quite pretty as well. And there's also a new green one which is just come out in the last couple of years, which is really lovely to use. So lots of different kinds of foliages as well. Willow twigs, birch twigs, you know, they can be quite dramatic if you uplight them with like maybe a green uplighter or something quite unusual. They can make a real statement entrance piece for you. So I think maybe just mixing the different tones and using the flowers that are in season is the best idea for you to get, you know, the nicest arrangement and the nicest flowers that your bride can choose for you, rather than choosing things that are out of season that are going to be more expensive. This is an example of an autumnal bouquet that we've put together here. A really relaxed grouping of flowers, as if it's just been picked from the forest and just tied together loosely. Some really pretty ivy trails coming down. It's got two different types of ivy in it which really add to the texture and the whole feel of the bouquet. It's got some gorgeous variegated ivy leaves which are trailing ivy. And then it's got some other berried ivy which you can see in here, but they've not quite turned into berries yet. It's quite early in the season for them, but they have a wonderful shaped leaf that's nice and glossy. And I've just added a little bit of gold spray onto these ivy leaves. Just adds to that really warm autumn feel. The mango colours, really beautiful, really sturdy and quite a leathery texture to them. Sit nicely with the Leonardis roses, which you can see are sort of opening quite nicely. They do open to quite a nice large size. A good example of a traditional hand-tied bouquet for a relaxed country wedding in autumn. The typical price of a bouquet like this is probably about £80. This is another example of a bouquet that we could use in the autumn. Completely different shape from the last traditional one that we saw with the nice trails of ivy. This one is very modern, very compact. The really neat dome shape that we've achieved by hand tying the flowers very close together over the top looks wonderful with the choice of flowers that we've chosen. These are actually called chocolate cosmos. Very pretty flowers, and they actually smell of chocolate quite strongly. So if you're looking for a nice scented flower that will go with the autumnal feel of your wedding, this is definitely a good idea to go for. So these are all wired in, and they've got a really pretty diamante studded handle just to finish it off quite nicely. So it's a real modern hand tie bouquet, really contemporary, nicely domed, and also it smells of chocolate, which is absolutely fantastic. A bouquet of chocolate cosmos that's arranged like this, you're probably looking at about £100. If you wanted to add in things like diamante studs, it might take the price up slightly, but if you go to your florist and say that you're looking to spend around £100 and this is the bouquet you like, they'll probably be able to do it for you.